Hey guys, welcome back to another audition. Wait, what? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is all about auditions. So I had an audition the other day and I started to consciously think about the things that I wish I had known when I had first started and the steps that I go through every single time that I'm planning, preparing, commuting. Even if you're not an actor or performer, I hope you guys enjoy this video and can kind of get an insight into what it's like to be an actor and to go on auditions. Also, just a full disclaimer, I am by no means an established actor. Duh. These are just some things that I have learned and really committed to in my time as an actor. And so I thought I would share some key tips with you guys today. Before we go ahead, don't forget to like and subscribe and definitely follow me on all my social medias at Sarah_DeSouza for Twitter and Instagram. Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, so number one, have a process. So right from the moment you get that email or phone call from your agent, take a deep breath, don't panic. Make sure you have a process on how to break down that script and that character and that role. Everyone's process is different. And also, don't procrastinate. When I used to get auditions in the beginning, I would just think of a million other things that I had to do that day, like laundry or the dishes or really just anything else. Just want to give a special shout out to the Actors Work Studio in Toronto with Samora Smallwood. Ever since I started going there, I have a lot more confidence in how I tackle auditions and how I tackle scripts. So you have to find a process that works for you. Everyone is different. Once you find that, be consistent with it and apply that to every single audition and every single script that you get, and you'll feel so much more confident. Number two, and this is a really important one, plan your commute. All of the audition studios mostly are in the downtown core. And if you're like me, you don't live in the downtown core. So if you're gonna be driving, it's really important that you check traffic updates, you leave well in advance, you take into consideration rush hour times. That section where the DVP and the 401 merge, ugh, it just drives me up the wall. And then there's a car that broke down, but it didn't move off to the shoulder. Just anything can happen on the highway because there are just so many cars, and every time that something happens, I'm just constantly looking at the time and then just stressing, and it's just not worth it. If you don't have this app, you need to download it. Waze is a lifesaver. It basically takes you through side streets and shortcuts. It will always find you the fastest way, even faster than Google. So I highly recommend downloading that app. And what's also cool is that people have different Waze accounts and they'll actually send reports in of things that they've noticed when they were driving. So you'll get a notification that says, right lane is closed, or accident on the shoulder, or police car on the shoulder. So slow down. But that app is a lifesaver. I love when I have a 2 o'clock audition, there's no traffic, it's the best. In the bus or the train, make sure that you obviously check their schedules, and if there are any delays, that's a given. But also make sure you have time to find parking. I am so cheap when it comes to parking. I always try to find the cheapest parking spot. But you also have to factor in what time of day it is. There are some streets that don't allow you to park between 7 and 9 a.m. So that's something to also factor in. Another key app that I'm so late on is the Green Pea parking app. You basically load money into your account. You don't have to pay at the meter, you basically just lock your car and you enter the location ID and you can pay for however long you want. So there are times where I only pay for half an hour, and if I know that I'm still waiting in the waiting room for my audition, I'll just go in the app and I'll pay for an extra 30 minutes. So you're not overpaying or worrying about having to run back to your car to pay the meter. It's such a lifesaver. Okay, next, dress accordingly. I think that it's really important that you do pay attention to the tone and the theme of the show or the commercial or whatever you're going out for. And sometimes they even tell you what you should wear, which is perfect. But if you have options, you should also choose something that not only suits you and your skin and what looks best on you, but also something that you're just comfortable in, that allows you to move around. You're not having to constantly fix anything. I wore these heeled sandals to an audition in the summer, and I just felt really awkward and I just didn't feel comfortable, and that was definitely reflected in how I did that audition, which I never heard back about, so. Never wear off the shoulder anything, because then you just might look naked on camera and that would just be really awkward. Like, what are you auditioning for? Okay, next one. Why do I always clap? Take your time. This is something that I struggle with. I'm not afraid to admit that. Something that I'm also trying to work on consciously. Sometimes I just feel like when I get into the room, I'm so anxious and I just don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste the casting director, the producer, whoever's in the room. I don't want to waste their time. I'll rehearse something so perfectly at home, and the minute that someone comes into the room to help me with a self-tape, or the minute that I get down there and I go into the room, I just want to speed through it. And I struggle so much with that. And that could possibly be part of why I didn't book some things that I thought I could have really booked. But it's one of those things where it's easier said than done. The heck is that sound? It's the fridge. I'm also holding myself accountable by posting this, so. This next one I just find hilarious. Don't overthink. It is so easy to just walk out of that audition or send in a self-tape and just think about all the things you could have done differently and all the things that you wish you had done, or maybe you should have asked this question, or I don't know. Like, there's so many reasons to overthink things. And if you're like me, who is an emotional overthinker, then this is something that happens on the regular. For those that know me, you know I'm obsessed with The Office. I watch it almost daily. It's like a religion at this point. One of the characters, Pam, who's played by Jenna Fisher, she wrote a book called The Actor's Life. And if you haven't read that book or checked it out, I highly recommend it. It was so insightful, and she's just so down to earth with what she talks about in that book. She said this one thing that really stood out to me, and it was that you should treat an audition like that is the job. Like it's just another part of your day. It's not this big thing that you're trying to obtain. You're doing it, it's part of your day, it's your job. And I think when you're stressing about whether or not you're gonna book it, whether your performance is bookable, then that stress is just gonna come through. But when you're just focused on doing your best and playing that character the best that you can, then that's really all that matters. Even if you don't book that job, that casting director is gonna want to bring you in again and possibly book you and find something else that would suit you. So in September, I went to a workshop with a casting director in Toronto. I've auditioned for her before, but years ago, like more so in the beginning. I got some good feedback, and I don't know, I went home feeling good, and a few days later, my agent sends me an email, and the casting director for that audition for that movie was her. And maybe it was a coincidence, but I don't know, in my head I just felt like she saw something and she wanted to see me go out for something. I didn't book it, but that felt so cool to know that she was paying attention to me. And she looked at my resume, my headshots, my performance, and wanted to see what else I could do, and that meant a lot. I hear no like 95% of the time, and that's okay. It's just so stressful going in there thinking about, do they think I'm pretty? Do they think that I'm doing this right? And one thing that she said that really stuck out to me was that we casting directors need you actors more than you think you need us. Oh my God, that made absolutely no sense.
Gosh!
Basically, she said, we need you more than you need us. Those auditions where I'm just focused on doing my absolute best in that moment and being present and being grounded and being confident, walking out of there feels so much better. I had an audition for this commercial beginning of October, and it was like such a cute commercial. It was like kids involved. It was just like super cute. There was a script to prepare, and I did it, and I just had so much fun with it. It was just so cute and fun, and I walked out of that audition literally smiling, not even caring if I got it or not, but just smiling because I had so much fun. And lo and behold, I did get a call back and I got put on hold for it. I didn't actually book it, but that feeling is priceless. I didn't overthink it. I just did it and I had fun with it. And that's something that I'm consciously holding myself accountable for as I'm posting this video to consciously do going forward. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Whether you're an actor or not an actor, hope you gained a little insight into what my process and what my steps are when I'm preparing for an audition and all the factors that I consider. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll be releasing a video every week, so stay tuned for the next one. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.